welcome back to Breadcrumb Bites. This is your reminder to be spiritually fed, and we're in Genesis 3:20 through 24. The topic is life after sin. Adam and Eve have sinned. They had consequences due to their sin, and now their life has changed. Their life has changed to something different than what they had before. And they begin dealing with their new lives after their sin. One thing to point out is it mentions that God made them clothing from animal skins. So he still provided for them. He did not reject them completely. He still cared for them. He just changed a little bit about their lifestyle, how they would live. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. But they were banished from the Garden of Eden. So they were not living in the perfect life that they had before. They were not living in the paradise that they were living in before. And he even put up a guard at the tree of life so no one could get it. No one could eat the fruit again. At this time, there will be a time when that will be, in Revelation, the tree of life will be available again then. So more boundaries were set up for them due to their wrong choices. And they were not only going to have to labor for what they needed, but they were restricted from enjoying part of the life God had planned for them. He had planned for them to live in paradise. He had planned for them to have a perfect life, but due to their sin, their lives changed dramatically. So there's life after sin for us too. It's always different than what we thought. We didn't, we weren't children thinking, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to mess up my life and I'm going to end up divorced, or I'm going to end up bankrupt, or I'm going to end up, without a job, or all these things, that totally different than what we plan in our life. But because there is no perfect life, only Adam and Eve experienced that for a short time, and only Jesus had a perfect life. But there is no perfect life, and our desire leads to more sin. Just like Adam and Eve desired the fruit, we desire things of the world, which leads to sin, which changes our lives. So our sin actually leads us to more restrictions and less freedom, which is kind of ironic because we already have everything we need from God. So we go out anyway and try to find more things than what he's told us that we need, just like Adam and Eve did. And while we're looking for more, we end up sinning, which leads us to having less. So think about that for a minute. Let that sink in. We end up wanting more, but ended up having less because we've sinned. We don't have the freedoms that we could have if we just stayed focused on God. So some things that we can remember about this scripture, some action steps that we can take, is think about any past sin in your life and any restrictions that came after that sin. What did you have to give up? What did you have to stop doing? Or what new things did you have to start doing? And remember that you need to live your life for God. And the more you do that, the more freedom you're going to have. The more you live for God, the more freedom you'll have. Seek ways to resist sin and temptation, and so that you can experience the life that God has planned for you. Have a great day.